This documentary is based on actual events during Population Census Phase I, house listing and building enumeration conducted in the Tosamaidan Forest Block, District Budgam, Jammu and Kashmir. All individuals appearing in this documentary are real census officials, government functionaries, and members of the local communities who participated in the census operation. The documentary has been produced using original field footage, photographs, and authentic recordings captured during the course of the operation. Certain sequences have been edited solely for clarity, continuity, and cinematic presentation, while preserving the factual integrity of the events. For most people, the population census begins with a visit to their home. For a census team assigned to the forest block, it begins much earlier, with preparation, with planning, and with a journey that continues long after the road has ended. Every census depends on the work of field officers who carry the process from official records to individual households. For the Forest Block 6001, that responsibility rested with a 4-member team deputed from the Education Department. Bilal Ahmad Tali was entrusted with house listing operations for the Forest Block 99 and 100, where each assigned census house and building would be identified and recorded according to census guidelines. Shabir Ahmad Gadda was responsible for house listing blocks 97 and 98, covering settlements spread across the forest terrain. Abdul Hamid Malik was assigned to house listing block 101, including some of the most remote habitations within the operational area, known by locals as Mulhat Spread, over 15 kilometers. Supporting the operation throughout the assignment was Abdul Roof Shah, assisting the team in field coordination and day-to-day requirements. The operation was continuously monitored and coordinated from the supervisory level. Supporting the operation at the Tehsil level, Mr. Muzamil, Tehsil Census Clerk, ensured the timely distribution and receipt of census materials, records, and official information throughout the field assignment. Together, the team was responsible for house listing blocks 97 to 101, carrying out Population Census Phase I, house listing operations. Every field visit begins with communication. Before any building is recorded or any information is collected, residents are informed about the purpose of the census and the work to be carried out within their habitation. We are the census enumerators assigned to the Tosamaidan Forest Block. Our responsibility is to enumerate every building and census house within the assigned area. During our initial field verification, many seasonally inhabited buildings were found locked. The government has fixed the house listing and building enumeration period from 1st June to 30th June. We respectfully request you to inform all residents, including those who are temporarily away, to remain available during this period and extend their full cooperation to facilitate the census operation. Your cooperation is essential to ensure that every eligible household and building is included in the population census. Public awareness was conducted across the assigned habitations to ensure that residents understood the objectives of Population Census Phase I, house listing operations, and the importance of their participation. Public awareness continued from one habitation to another, ensuring that residents across the assigned house listing blocks were informed about the purpose of Population Census Phase I and the house listing and building enumeration process. The cooperation of the community is fundamental to the census. It helps the field team identify every assigned census house and every building within the notified house listing blocks. Every interaction was conducted with professionalism, respect, and sensitivity to the local community. With the community informed and the route confirmed, house listing and building enumeration was ready to begin. Throughout the assignment, the team operated from a simple temporary shelter in Tosamaidan. Located near the center of the assigned house listing blocks, it became the operational base for planning each day's fieldwork. The team prepare the food as available inside the simple temporary shelter for survival. From here, the team traveled on foot each day to different habitations, returning after completing their assigned work whenever conditions allowed. Each day's assignment began on foot. From their temporary field base in Tosamaidan, the team traveled across forest terrain to reach the habitations assigned for house listing and building enumeration. To reach house listing block 100, the team crossed Nala Suknag before continuing towards the habitations of Hafas and Kadlabal, located to the west and south of the stream. As the team approached the first assigned census house, the weather began to change. What started as a brief shower would soon become a persistent feature of the assignment for the weeks ahead.
यहाँ पे रहता है उसको हम हाउस लिस्टिंग के बगैर नहीं छोड़ सकते हैं। आपको मैं दिखा सकता हूँ कि हमारे कमांडो जो हैं वो दौड़ रहे हैं इस वक्त उन शेफर्ड के ओर। बारिश के बीच बहुत करारी बारिश हो रही है यहाँ पे, लेकिन अपनी जान का ख्याल करते हुए भी अपने काम को अंजाम दे रहे हैं। ये रहे हमारे इन्यूमिनेटर मिस्टर शबीर सर। शबीर सर, क्या लग रहा है आपको इस वक्त?
एक तो ठंड है
जी,
और दूसरी ये बात है कि दूर ये है।
हाँ समझ सकते हैं। हाँ
माल मवेशी
जी
वो
जी
3 से 4 किलोमीटर दूर आपस में।
हाँ, हफा से दूर हैं ये।
बिल्कुल फैसला।
हाँ,
एक से दूसरी डोकी तक।
हाँ
लगभग
3 किलोमीटर के। क्या लग रहा है बारिश कितनी दिक्कत कर रही है आपको?
ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है चलने में।
बारिश कितना दिक्कत कर रही है?
वो बारिश की बात मत करो।
बिलाल सर,
बारिश के साथ साथ बहुत ठंड भी है।
बिलाल सर आप बताइए अपनी एक्सपीरियंस कैसा लग रहा है यहाँ पे?
लग तो अच्छा रहा था जब तक मौसम ठीक था, हम
जी
बिल्कुल अच्छे से चल रहे थे
जी,
लेकिन मौसम की खराबी
जी
नंगा मैदान
जी,
ना कोई दरख्त
जी,
ना कोई साया।
जी
अब अल्लाह ही रहम करे जब तक हम वहाँ पहुँच जाए।
जी। तो आपका टारगेट क्या है बिलाल साहब?
हम एक ही टारगेट के साथ निकले हैं घर से
जी
कि हम एक भी हाउस होल्ड को मिस नहीं करें,
जी,
वरना हम स्किप भी कर सकते थे।
इसको हम कहें कि आपकी डेडिकेशन।
थैंक यू सर। ये आप दिखाइए।
हाँ, बादल तो
हमारे यहाँ से चारों ओर से आप देख सकते हो।
हाँ
और हमारे लिए कोई साया भी यहाँ नहीं है।
जी जी
अगर हम जल्दी नहीं चले
जी।
तो आप फंस सकते हैं।
Despite the changing conditions, the work continued. The first house was identified, and house listing and building enumeration commenced in house listing block 0100.
अच्छा बिलाल सर और हमें सर आप पहुँचे हो यहाँ। हाँ, क्या नंबर आया है इनका? इनका आया है
नंबर
7। अच्छा, क्या देखा आपने यहाँ पे?
अब जब यहाँ पहुँचे हम बहुत ही टाइम लगा हमें कि वहाँ से चलते यहाँ पे ये हफा से बहुत ज़्यादा दूर है ये शफर यहाँ पे जगह। लेकिन आप भी देख रहे हो कि कैमरा भी आप दिखाओ कि यहाँ पे हमें हाउस सेंसस नंबर जो दिया, लेकिन यहाँ पे कोई मौजूद ही नहीं था ताकि हम उसको इंफॉर्मेशन हम कलेक्ट कर सकें। तो जैसे कि हमने
फिलहाल हम लॉकर दिखाएंगे इसको,
तो हमें फिर आना पड़ेगा यहाँ,
आना पड़ेगा
क्योंकि कन्फर्मेशन करना है कि यहाँ पे जो बंदा रहता है तो उसका पर्पस क्या है और उसका नाम क्या है, तब हमें फिर इसका मतलब है हमें रिपीटेड आना पड़ेगा।
हाँ।
तो अब हम जा रहे हैं दूसरे के पास।
हाँ, यहाँ से दिख रहा है कि अंदर
किचन है, किचन
हाँ
है।
कोई रहता है,
हाँ,
क्योंकि
कोई रहता
कपड़े वपड़े बाकी
हाँ,
है
हाँ,
वहाँ पे,
हाँ,
लेकिन वो खुद यहाँ पे मौजूद नहीं है। अच्छा,
हाँ, वो मौजूद नहीं है, इसलिए हम यहाँ पे अब ऐसे करनी पड़ेगी। फोन नंबर जैसे
हम भी तैयारी के साथ निकले हैं,
लेकिन हम
ऐसा
भी
नहीं
कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन टाइम की बहुत जरूरत है। और आप देखो शिविर से
बारिश से क्या खलल पड़ रहा है आपको?
बहुत ही तंग हो गए हम भाई, यहाँ पे पहाड़ों पे वहाँ से यहाँ तक चलते। अब देखिए कपड़े भी हमारे गीले हो गए, बहुत ही बारिश अभी भी हो रही है।
अब आपको कैसा लग रहा है?
अब देखो हमारे एक कमांडो ने अपनी वो लगा ली, वो रेनकोट भी लगा लिया, इतनी बारिश यहाँ पे हो रही है।
Every assigned building was identified, verified, and recorded systematically. Accuracy at each step formed the foundation of the census process. The same procedure was followed from one census house to the next, ensuring that every assigned structure within House Listing Block 0100 was covered in accordance with census guidelines. With House Listing Block 0100 completed, the assignment continued to House Listing Block 0101, locally known as Mulhat. Here, the terrain and the pattern of settlement presented a different set of operational challenges. Unlike the previous habitation, census houses in Mulhat were widely dispersed. Reaching the next assigned household often required long walks across open ground and dense nailed shrubs without defined footpaths between them.
लगभग 15 किलोमीटर दूर डिस्टेंस बाय फुट ना।
In remote sections of the forest block, there were no shops or food facilities. Temporary shepherd shelters provided brief protection from the weather and an opportunity to prepare a simple cup of tea before continuing the day's work.
Kitchen क्या छु दाम बुर छु या तो छु शंगन क्या ये
ये छु बिस्तर मैनेज थोय मिछ टिम छु बिचार नेबर।
अच्छा ये छु थोमुत दरिस बिस्तर त पत छु यम होजन नेबर कय।
मे छु बासान ये छु दरिस लायक त कोट।
अच्छा इमो छु थोमुत स्टोर या तो फिलहाल ये पनो गजा वजा त यूज या तो जन शंगान छु यम सो छु ये क्या जाल सो जाय छु ये क्या या तो तुम क्या छु नाम?
मे छु अब्दुर्रहमान चौपान नाम रोजन चेरहा हां।
अच्छा तु ओ चेरहा पे और यत क्या वना यत एरिया
यत छु वनान अश वनान यत वदर सोरी
वदर
अहन ये अलग वो वदर
रात यवाज गो अशवाका
बिल्कुल छु को सहर छु ये
5 मिनट गई यूकॉल मे गो यत आमतिस सुकुरुन तूफान नम कोठम से
शीन छु पेवा
आज बेट पास मैदान आज गो कोठ पे मगर ये सेटा अफसोस गवर्नमेंट।
Beyond the official enumeration, these conversations offered a glimpse into daily life in remote mountain settlements. For the census team, listening was part of understanding the communities they had been assigned to serve. With the first phase of fieldwork completed, the team left Tosamaidan and returned to Tehsil Karg. Weekly progress reporting was an integral part of the census operation, ensuring that completed work was reviewed before the next stage began. On the journey, the team met officers of the Forest Department. Working in the same rugged terrain, they shared experiences and discussed the realities of operating in the remote forest region. While the census team carried out field enumeration across the Tosamaidan Forest Block, the operation was supported through continuous coordination at multiple administrative levels. The field teams also received continuous encouragement through the close supervision of the Chief Principal Census Officer, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Regular monitoring and field visits to remote census operations reflected the importance attached to ensuring that every assigned household was reached. For the teams working in the forest blocks, this support strengthened confidence throughout the assignment.
बॉर्डर एरियाज की जो आप लगा लीजिए रिमोट एरियाज की ट्राइबल्स की खासकर जो ट्राइबल पॉपुलेशन जो ट्रांस ह्यूमन्स पॉपुलेशन है जो जैसे हमारे गुजर बकरवाल नदी सिपी भाई बहन लोग जाते हैं पहाड़ों पे माल मवेशी लेकर उनकी 100% कवरेज कराई। ये एक एक्सक्लूसिव फीचर था इस बार के मरदमशुमारी का जो फर्स्ट टाइम इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एंड लद्दाख में हुआ। तो हमारे यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस बनाए गए, काम दिया गया, मतलब उनकी जुरिसडिक्शन एक्सटेंड की गई और इंश्योर किया गया पहाड़ों पे जाकर उनके ड्रोग्स में या जहां पे वो अपना स्टे करते हैं तो वो सारे एरियाज हमने कवर किए। चैलेंजिंग ज्योग्राफिकल एरियाज थे। हम आपको एक छोटी सी डॉक्यूमेंट
At the district level, the operation was carried forward under the supervision of Mr. Athar Amin Khan, District Principal Census Officer, Budgam. Supporting the field operations, Mr. J. Shekhawat, District Coordinator, Census, Budgam, provided continuous operational guidance and logistical coordination. Tehsil level, Mr. Muin Azhar Kakru, Charge Officer, Census Karg, coordinated with the concerned departments whenever field assistance was required. Close coordination with the police department, forest department, and other local agencies helped ensure that the census operation continued smoothly in remote forest areas. After reporting the progress of the first week's work, the team returned to Tosamaidan to continue house listing and building enumeration. The next assignment was house listing block 97. The weather had changed, but the schedule had not. Population Census Phase I was a time-bound national exercise, and every assigned census house still had to be visited and recorded. Despite persistent rainfall and increasingly difficult ground conditions, the procedure remained unchanged. Each assigned building was identified, verified, and recorded in accordance with census guidelines. One assignment remained, House Listing Block 0098. Located at an elevation of nearly 11,000 feet, it was the most remote house listing block assigned to the team. Reaching the assigned census houses required several hours of continuous walking through forest terrain where every stage of the journey had to be completed on foot.
मगर यह आल्टीट्यूड वारिया पेवान खसन हेर ना मगर क्या लंगा
एक्चुअली यव हफास बेसिस कतलबल वगैरह तटिस कमतन तोफ शायद किन उस घास रलो तो मैं गई जान डैमेज थोड़ा
वन क्या चीज बासान ज हेका खसित यथ आल्टीट्यूडस
खसो न किहिन अगर नॉर्मल ड्यूटी आसे तेल बेमो गर
बिल्कुल
अगर ये सेंसस ड्यूटी
HBL 98 parkour ये वारिया
बिल्कुल पका रूप से ये ना
ये सीधी बात
70 डिग्री एंगल्स पर भाई इन्यूमरेटर फंसे हैं यहाँ पे। वो है शबीर साहब, ये है हमीद साहब।
जूम किया मैंने लेकिन अब वो निकल गया ना आगे थोड़ा।
अल्लाह ने हमें साथ दिया, हम यहाँ रुक गए।
नजर पड़ी
During the return journey, the weather deteriorated rapidly. Rain descent significantly more difficult. Even then, the official census records remained protected as the team continued towards the field base.
अभी ऑलमोस्ट हमें 1 घंटा लगेगा।
1 घंटा लगेगा और
हाँ 1 घंटा लगेगा।
प्रॉब्लम ये है हमें कोई घूमने की जगह भी नहीं है। ऊपर से बहुत ही चमक हो रही है, बारिश हो रही है, तो अभी हम चल नहीं रहे हैं बल्कि हम भाग रहे हैं क्योंकि बहुत ही लाइटिंग होने का खतरा है। अल्लाह रहम करे। हम चल रहे हैं इस वक्त घर की ओर।
Following the completion of fieldwork, The house listing maps and enumeration records were reviewed and verified before submission. With all assigned house listing blocks completed, the field records were submitted to the charge officer in accordance with the population census schedule. The population census is often remembered through its numbers. Long before those numbers are published, they begin with journeys like these, across forests, across mountains, and from one household to the next.